Hey, welcome to the Experience Podcast. My name is Neal. Neal's not who I am. Who I am is an infinite, multi-dimensional spiritual being that's expressing through a human body. And I'm here in nature. It's so calm right now. Like there's not a breeze here. There's just this peace that's present right now, and is representative of the peace that's inside of us when we're present. And I'm so grateful to be here with you, Dennis, in this conversation. And uh, with that, Dennis, I invite you to introduce yourself, and we'll start here.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be here as well. My name is Dennis, and I, I'm grateful to be here. And we're going to be talking about it's time. It's time for what? Um, we're going to be talking. It's not time as in the sense of domestication that we've been taught as of time. Um, and we're going to be speaking about the eternal now and the moment. And because this moment right now, you have an opportunity to make a choice and to decide. And to decide is to cut off from all other options. It's drawing a line in the sand and saying that this is the way that my feet will be moving. And so if we don't decide in the illusion of time, we are deciding by default, and our decision will be made by someone else. And that someone else or that something else is I'm going to call it the machine. It's what's running in the background by default. And I'm actually going to go so far as to say that it's probably satanic. And it's the matrix. It's the Babylonian dollar system of control and war and poverty and greed, separation. That is what you're going to be defaulting to if you don't decide. So
Yeah, and like uh, the majority of I don't know about the majority, but many people have chosen to be part of the matrix system by not deciding to get out of it. And um, the matrix system has a physical location. Um, it's physically represented. And everything that's physically represented is representing what is going on internally. And so the physical matrix, which is also hierarchy. So it's like there's like governments which are governing minds, and so in that matrix system, there's a governmental system, and that's the system that is making choices for you if you're not making choices for yourself. And um, and now that being said, yes, the matrix is physical, but the matrix is also uh, spiritual, and uh, and it's in your brain, literally. So this is the mind matrix, and the mind matrix is the real matrix. and navigating the mind matrix, there's a couple ways to navigate it, but one of the ways of navigating the mind matrix, which is what I'm calling a matrix, is a conglomeration of programs. It's like all the things we've ever been programmed with put together inside your brain, and then that creates a construct or a view of how I see everything outside of me. And that is a matrix. And uh, a lot of people are reading news, social media, and then those are programs that are going inside that are creating how they're viewing their external environment and how I'm viewing my external environment. And how to uh, exit the mind matrix is to see it, first of all, as a mind program, to see it as that, to see it, hey, like there is a mind matrix, and uh, we can, most, I don't know, not most, but some people live their entire lives in their brain and in this matrix that's just programs. But there's an alternative option, which is to surrender all the programming and to open up the heart and to come from not the lower centers, but from a higher perspective where uh, I can speak how God would have me speak, and I can hear how God would have me hear, and I can see how God would have me see. And how God would have me see is from the present moment, and feel from the present moment, and be in the present moment, and come from the present moment. And it's from the present moment that these programs, they can still exist, and they do exist in reality, but in the when coming from the truth, that's the thing that transcends the mind matrix. And when we're coming from a heart-centered place, that's how to exit the mind matrix. And so when we exit the mind matrix, it actually doesn't matter if we're in the physical matrix or if we're out of the physical matrix. Take, for example, cities. Cities are a physical representation of the mind matrix of the people that are living in the city. And when you transcend the program of the city matrix in your brain, it doesn't matter if you're in a city or if you're in if you're around people or if you're in nature. The environment starts to become less relevant, because what's relevant is your internal being, and it's your internal perception of how you're viewing what's occurring. And so you can stay in the programs, or you can surrender the programs and come from a place that's beyond the programs. So that's what I have. Like the matrix is physical, but it's also mental. And when I transcend the mental matrix, that's the most important part, because the most important part is what's going on internally, and uh, that can be navigated regardless of the environment. Now, certain environments support letting go of this programming, and certain environments support keeping this program in place. But even that has no control over the internal state. So that's just a point I really want to make.
One way that you can start to let go of those programs is by looking in the description of this video. Neal has a class coming up at, I'm not sure what time it is,
4:30.
4:30 Centered Time, and start attending these classes of people that are coming from this space that Neal was speaking about, that are coming from the kingdom, that are coming from abundance, that are coming from love, rather than listening to people that are looking to have you consume more and to look further outside of yourself, to see yourself as a victim, a villain, or a hero, or that see you as not being whole and complete. So one way that you can really start stepping into your power and to step outside of that mind matrix is to start attending these events. So Neal has an event coming up at 4:30. I want to invite you also to, there's going to be multiple links in the description of events where you can attend on Zoom, and some of them actually are physical events here in Costa Rica that you can attend, where the programs that have been running since we were a child will be checkmated at almost every fucking moment when you attend these events in person. So
Yeah, so why is it time now? So it's been, time's been going on for however long it's been going on. And I actually don't know how long that has been, but why is now the time? I posted something on my Snapchat just recently where I was like, hey, it's 2025. It's not only a new year, it's a new era. And this era is an era of increased love and increased light energy that's on earth. Like this, the love and the light is amping up. And because there's more light, the darkness is more apparent because it's being like spotlighted. The more light there is, the more obvious the darkness is. And in the past, you've been able to look away from the darkness. You've been able to ignore it, stay in ignorance, to just go about your daily things and maybe have an idea that darkness exists, but just being so focused on daily tasks that you don't actually ever look at it. But the reason that it's time now is you can't no longer not look at it. You actually got to look at it. And some people still are looking at it and then ignoring it without fully embracing and transcending it. And if you are ignoring it now, it's because of actually choosing to be part of the mind matrix, which will include the physical matrix, which will include 15-minute cities, which are smart cities, which is SMART is an acronym for surveillance, monitored, analysis, reporting technology cities. Prison cities, a prison planet that's set up to control your brain, literally, to control your perception, to control your inner way of being. And it's time now because that's being actively implemented. And in addition to that, what's also being actively implemented is waking up, is connecting with people that have an open heart, that are discussing, hey, what are we doing in the present that is contributing to the future of what the humanity is going to look like for my great great grandchildren. And that is the love train. That's the increased light train. And the time is now, because you can't no longer not look at it. You actually got to look at it. And it's confronting. But it being confronting, that's all right. It's all right that it's confronting. It's just confronting uh, decisions. Like, it's confronting. Hey, what are you deciding? And so I'll pause there. I see you got something.
Yeah, it's confronting what you're not. It's confronting your lies, your illusions, and your judgments. So it's gonna seem confronting, and that's only because you've been living in a lie. Because if you've been living in the truth, it wouldn't be confronting at all. Because the reason it's decision time is because it's judgment day. Today is judgment day. And if you don't confront your lies, your illusions, and your judgments today, you will be confronted with them sometime in the future moments that have not yet been here. So that's why it's time, because time is running, like the illusion of time is very fast going away. I just wanted to add that. That's why it's decision time.
Yes. And yeah, see, time doesn't actually exist. And so, like, with the illusion of time going away, time exists in reality, but time doesn't exist in the truth. And so, uh, what's going away is our perception of time. Um, yeah, so that's what I have.
And with that, like with what I said earlier about it being judgment day, like if you don't face it by choice, you will face it by chance. And there's a really great movie called What Dreams May Come. And you watch this movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into the details because I don't want to spoil it. But basically, if you don't face your lies in this moment, your lies, your illusions, and your judgments, you will face them at another time. And if you don't do it before you die, there's a very good chance that you'll be recycled back into this lifetime again and have to learn the lessons that you didn't learn this time. So I don't know about you, but I would much rather face them by choice and see what's next. Because it's a fucking adventure, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, and with it being Judgment Day, it's humans judge, uh, the brain judges, the ego judges, and the soul discerns. Discernment is like the truth. It's factual. It's how things actually function and operate. And judgment is usually coming from a distorted opinion that's from a program. And when we judge something, it's because we judge it in ourselves. Uh, in truth, there is no other. So we can only ever judge ourselves. And part of the it being time is it's time to face what we're judging, like actually look at it. See, most people just judge, but they never like be like, wow, like why do I like judge that person for being a shithead, or why do I judge that person for being ignorant, or why do I judge people with money? And the reason being for those judgments is because I judge myself for that, or you judge yourself for that. And Judgment Day is can be by choice, and that is really what I'm pointing at here. Also, is that if Judgment Day isn't by choice, by you looking at the judgments and then transcending them inside, it will be Judgment Day, but it'll just happen, and both are valid, both actually work, but both produce the same result, which is being free of judgment, or not if you decide to keep holding on to it. Both are valid options and both function. But the real question here is, how do you want to live life right now in this reality? Do you want to be living it in full of hate and anger that is like directly tied to judgment? Or would you like to live it in connection, in love, in being with other people, being connected to nature, and coming from neutrality, coming from discernment, coming from the truth? So, um, yeah, that's what I have for right now.
I feel pretty complete.
That's perfect.
I just want to share one of these events that allows you to, like Neal and I are here in Costa Rica, and we're in this community that has an abundance of food, water, and shelter. And there's going to be a link in the description below that is called offgriddreamlife.com. Make sure that you click on that link if you are deciding to physically remove yourself from the mind from the physical matrix that's around you. Like if you're looking to change environments, I invite you to that link called Off Grid Dream Life. And there's another event called Doing Well While Doing Good. And this is an event where you can find your purpose and create abundance for yourself from the kingdom, not from a place of lack or consumerism or doing something just because someone told you to do it. Because, so anyways, that's the other one. And what this is going to allow you to do is live a life of purpose, fulfillment, live in joy, and really step into your potential calling and create a lot of abundance while doing it. And there's a way that the people that do this, doing well while doing good, that follow this platform, there's a way that you can exit the dollar and the Babylonian system. And that's all going to be included in that link. If this is something that really inspires you and you feel called to do, I look forward to hearing from you, Neal or myself. And with that, I love you, and I'll see you on the next video.